Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
It's another Arctic blast bearing down on the Bluegrass State. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey tracking a temperature drop and the potential for some snowflakes coming up.
And we'll tell you why fire officials say that these metal buckets could save you and your home from a fire this winter.
Only WKYT was there as a man who ran off from house arrest after hitting a teen on a bike was brought back to Kentucky.
And a very close call for an eastern Kentucky couple today. WKYT News at 11 starts now.
We begin tonight with a breaking news alert out of Lexington. Good evening to you. Right now, firefighters are on the scene of a fire that has heavily damaged a home.
That fire started about an hour ago. This is a live picture from the scene. The home is on Balfour Drive in the Winburn neighborhood. When firefighters arrived, they reported seeing flames and heavy smoke coming from the home. Part of the roof has caved in, and much of the back of the home has been destroyed. Much of the fire is now out. We're working to get some more information from the scene. You can check WKYT.com for updates later tonight, and we'll have the latest tomorrow on WKYT News this morning. Tonight, another Arctic blast is moving into the Bluegrass. It comes after a day where temperatures were above freezing.
And this new round of cold air could also come with some snow. We begin tonight with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Yeah, a few flakes likely to fly about the area later tonight and tomorrow morning. Certainly nothing like what we had a few days ago, but the cold in itself is just a reinforcing shot of this bitterly cold stuff we've had over the past couple of days. Let's jump into it, show you where that Arctic boundary is now, and it is right on our doorstep, blowing into parts of central Kentucky. But as you notice on Defender, not a whole lot of moisture out ahead of this. Coming in behind that, a couple of snow flurries that will dance about our skyline as we go through the day tomorrow. Maybe a little quick burst of some light snow showers into parts of eastern Kentucky. Live First Alert Defender is mainly clear across central and eastern Kentucky. One little snow shower trying to make its way toward the Covington-Cincinnati area. Starting to see that temperature drop now coming in from north to south. Look at Richmond, 43, 35 in Lexington, 33 showing up in Covington. So that Arctic boundary is now between Lexington and Richmond, and it is working its way on toward the south. So how does the forecast shake out into the day tomorrow? Out the door in the morning with low 20s. Look at this noontime. Maybe a snowflake around upper 20s to low 30s for those afternoon high temperatures tomorrow. Now, when I come back in a little bit, guys, not only will we focus on the short-term forecast, but the weekend is just about into town, and I'm tracking some changes into your Saturday and Sunday forecast in just a matter of minutes.
Chris, thank you. With more cold air in the forecast, those of you with fireplaces may be thinking about using them to stay warm. But before you light those logs, Lexington firefighters have a warning.
Let's take a look at a picture of a house fire firefighters say was sparked by someone not getting rid of ashes or embers properly. And they say this is a growing problem in Lexington that's already caused millions of dollars in damage. Jerica Insko shows us how you can protect your home in our top story at 11.
They fight thousands of fires every year.
We hope to never go to another fire again.
That would put the Lexington Fire Department out of work, but it's a goal that starts with fire prevention.
We want people to know that just a little extra caution will go a long way in saving their home.
This time of year is nationally the worst for house fires.
The months of November through February are very dangerous.
One of the reasons is improper disposal of hot ashes and embers from things like grills and fireplaces and stoves. That mistake caused each one of these fires in Lexington. This one over on Lexington Avenue, fire officials say, was caused by smoking materials or grill coals being thrown into a plastic trash can on the side of this apartment building, which destroyed it.
Now, to avoid those kinds of fires, fire officials suggest buying metal buckets like this one to put hot ashes and embers in, and to make sure that you put this bucket far away from your home.
You know, you want to wait several days, let the ashes cool for several days. There have been cases where there have been fires as long as a week after from ashes that people thought were out. Adding water doesn't always work. Just feeling certain that there's no smoke or no heat doesn't always work. Sometimes there's still live embers in that ash pile, and it can cause problems.
Time and patience, two things that could save you, your family, and home from a fire, and keep these guys safe as well. In Lexington, Jerica Insko, WKYT.
And you can buy the metal buckets that Jerica mentioned there for about $20 at hardware stores. The fire chief says an empty metal paint can with a lid works just as well.
Tonight, the governor of New York says it could take up to 5 days to clean up all the snow that has fallen in the Buffalo area. Some cities have measured up to 6 feet of snow from a monster lake-effect snowstorm, and a second storm could bring another 2 or 3 feet by tomorrow night. A 132-mile stretch of the New York Thruway is still closed tonight, but authorities say dozens of people stranded on the road have been rescued. That includes the Niagara University women's basketball team. They were stuck on their bus for more than 24 hours.
We had some water left. We were actually making water out of snow. That's the few times we went out of the bus, was to get some snow in cups so we would have water, because we just weren't quite sure when we would be done with this journey.
This storm has been blamed for at least 7 deaths. Authorities say most of those people suffered heart attacks while shoveling snow.
Tonight, an assault suspect is back in a southern Kentucky jail weeks after police say he escaped house arrest. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office charged Terry Mullins with assault and DUI after they say he hit a teenager on a bicycle with his van, but didn't stop. After the escape, police arrested Mullins in Ohio, and tonight we've learned how they caught up with him. WKYT's Garrett Weimer was there when Mullins arrived in Laurel County today.
Terry Mullins is back in Kentucky and back in custody as deputies escorted him inside the Laurel County Sheriff's Office.
Now he'll be back to incarcerated in the Laurel County Jail, and he'll be here to answer to the previous charges that we had from that traffic crash.
Police say Mullins hit a teenager riding his bike back in September. The crash critically injured 17-year-old R.J. Warren. Investigators found Warren's backpack stuck in the grill of Mullins' van. He was placed on house arrest, but last month police say Mullins cut off his ankle bracelet and ran away. Deputies say Mullins had family in Ohio. They say he was caught after just a routine traffic stop. He was pulled over and police realized he was wanted here in Laurel County. Now Mullins faces another charge, this time for escape.
The courts granted him home incarceration, and as a result of him fleeing like this, it's the same as if he fled from a facility, and he will be charged as such with an escape charge, so it's a very serious charge.
And as deputies escorted Mullins to the jail next door, Achardo says Mullins likely will not be on house arrest this time. In Laurel County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Deputy Achardo says they'll take the case to the Laurel County Grand Jury when it meets in December.
Family members tell us a Magoffin County couple is lucky to be alive after a fire and explosion leveled their home. Firefighters think a space heater may have started the fire this morning at a home on K. Patton Branch. The elderly couple inside escaped, but moments later, firefighters say an oxygen tank inside the home sparked the explosion. The couple's grandson says they did not have insurance on the home.
I don't know about Pablo. He's got dementia and Alzheimer's. It's going to be hard on him. Mama, she's to herself a lot better than what he is. Maybe she can keep him occupied and keep his mind off of it.
The couple was taken to the hospital as a precaution, but firefighters say they were not seriously injured.
Many of us are guilty of this. Tonight, police have an alert for anyone who leaves their car running to warm it up in this cold weather. Nicholasville police say a thief took advantage of a family doing just that last night. Police say the car was left running in the family's driveway on Cypress Street when a thief jumped in and drove off with it. Police are still looking for the car. It's a 2000 blue Dodge Neon.
Well, I mean, unless your car's locked, and if it is running like it is, it just makes it so much easier for somebody who's walking up the street just to open up your car and get in it and drive off.
What you may not know is police point out that idling a car is illegal, and they say insurance may not cover the theft of a vehicle if the owner left it to warm it up.
A meeting tomorrow will help determine when the next phase of the Centrepointe project can begin. Lexington city leaders say a contractor for Centrepointe will meet with traffic engineering tomorrow. The focus of the meeting will be on the large crane that will have to be brought in for the project's next phase. Right now, the crane is expected to arrive around the second week of December. When it arrives, Main Street between Limestone and Upper will have to close for 42 hours to get that crane in place. We continue to track some breaking news that we told you about at the top of this newscast. Lexington firefighters are still on the scene of a fire that heavily damaged a house. This is some new video that's in our newsroom. The home is on Balfour Drive in the Winburn neighborhood. Part of the roof of that home has caved in. Much of the fire is now out. So far, no injuries have been reported. We'll have the very latest for you on WKYT.com and in the morning.
Tonight, students and teachers at an eastern Kentucky high school are helping a recent graduate badly injured in a crash.
Friends say Alex Wendt is currently in a coma at a Louisville hospital. Over the weekend, they say he was badly injured in a crash in southern Indiana. Wendt graduated from Knott County Central High School in May. When students and teachers there heard about the crash, they immediately started raising money for Wendt and his family.
You want the best for them, and you want their futures to be as bright as they could be.
School leaders say they will host a fundraising event for Alex if his family needs more help. Tonight, we are learning about a training call that mistakenly went out on an emergency frequency. The Department of Criminal Justice Training says a student at the Public Safety Dispatch Academy in Richmond mistakenly hit a button on her radio, which switched the channel from a training frequency to an emergency frequency. The student then dispatched a call about an animal cruelty complaint against a dog catcher, which was just a training scenario. Investigators then realized the call was put out on the wrong frequency and fixed the problem.
You may soon notice more golf carts on the streets of Corbin. City leaders are considering an ordinance allowing anyone with a driver's license to drive a golf cart on city streets, but the carts would only be allowed on streets with a posted speed limit of 35 miles per hour or less. The Corbin city manager thinks the idea will catch on.
Talking with a couple of people yesterday in another meeting, they were approaching, said, you know, we're getting older, golf cart might be a good idea. So I think it'd be favorable.
Golf carts would have to show a slow-moving sign and meet some other requirements, and you'd have to buy a permit sticker for $25. The Corbin City Commission is expected to approve the ordinance on Friday.
The new Hunger Games movie debuts in theaters tomorrow night, but some folks in Louisville got to see it tonight thanks to a special screening. The star of the movie, Jennifer Lawrence, is from Louisville, and the Jennifer Lawrence Foundation set up the special screening to raise money for charity. Lawrence wasn't there, but some members of her family were. All proceeds from the screening went to the Boys and Girls Club of Kentuckiana.
Tonight is all about people that are wanting to celebrate the early release of the movie to support a good cause. So the Boys and Girls Club of Louisville is that.
Some children helped by the Boys and Girls Club were given free passes to the screening. Lawrence's foundation also set up early screenings of some of her other movies in the past. Each time she chose a different charity in the Louisville area to benefit.